We set aside at the, when we were making our key lime pie, we set aside egg whites. And I don't know if you guys remember, but we put them in a Ziploc bag that we labeled with the date that we did it and 4 egg whites. Because sometimes I do this and I put a bunch of egg whites in there and I forget to say how many. And it's just nice to know because most recipes will call for a certain number of egg whites, not a certain amount. I will say there are, on the internet you can find out, okay, how many egg whites are in a cup. And so you can always reverse engineer it, but it's nice to just label it. And so I'm going to teach you guys to make meringues. This is an extra. This is an upgrade. You know, if you have made your key lime pie and you put your whipped cream on it and now you're thinking, I want to do something more today, this is something you can do. And I'm going to quickly talk you through the stages of what you do to make meringues, and then I'm going to show you the process. So I also want you to know that you can do a lot of cool things with meringues. You can fold nuts into them, you can add cocoa, you can even like fold in dehydrated raspberries that have been powdered and make them a beautiful pink color with a little raspberry flavor. You can dunk them in chocolate, you can make them peppermint, you can do all kinds of great things with meringues, and you can also fold them into really great desserts. And I say fold because I'm thinking of something called fool, or actually I'm thinking of Eton mess, E-T-O-N, like the English prep school. You kind of crush up your meringues and you fold it into whipped cream. And if you really want to jazz it up, you can fold in some lightly sweetened strawberries or something. And it's just the world's greatest and easiest dessert. But to make the meringues, there are kind of 4 stages. The first stage is you're going to beat them until they start having like kind of big bubbles in them. And if you're using a mixer, you're going to be beating on low speed. You might also just be doing this with a whisk, and then you might only have 1 speed. I kind of do. But if you're using a mixer, when you get it to where they're kind of bubbles, and I'll show you how this looks, you're going to then turn your speed up to medium and keep beating until it's foamy. Not white yet, but starting to kind of lighten up and get foamy. And once again, I'll show you that. And at the point that you start getting foamy, you will start adding sugar, about 1 tablespoon at a time. And I forgot to mention that really when you start, you're also going to add cream of tartar, which is a little bit of an acid, and salt, which both help the egg whites proteins to do what they need to do to form the matrix that allows this whole thing to stiffen up and hold air. But so you'll keep adding sugar until it gets stiff and shiny and kind of drier, and then you're done and you're ready to either use spoons to put it onto your baking sheet, or if you're feeling ambitious, you might pipe them using a Ziploc or another kind of bag.